here on Yamaha's 2025 Tenere T7, no, sorry, not a launch, an event, right? Because it's been in dealers for a little while.
It has, yeah. Yep.
With Sean Goldhawk, you know, who I've known for, I think, 20 years, and we're good to actually get out for a ride together, mate, today. Last couple of days up between here and Cessnock. Mate, pretty significant. I mean, obviously 2019, 2020, you know, the Tenere came out and had, you know, the Tenere Faithful. That was a landmark bike, right? Sold a shed load of them. Where do you place this thing? It's not as significant a change, right? But it's actually, when you add up all the little bits, it's quite significant upgrade.
It hit the ground running in 2019 because it was very much anticipated, because we kind of like had it on the boil for a couple of years in development, and then when it eventually arrived, we did have a lot of orders, a lot of pre-orders, and the customer who likes to tell, I know because I'm on my third Tenere now, so the type of customer it attracts is the guy who wants to go adventure riding. With no nonsense, you know, none of the frills and the bells and whistles. He just wants to get there and have a good time doing it.
Or a pure adventure riding experience sort of thing?
You know, you don't need the heated seat and the grips and the, you know, cruise control and all that stuff really out when you're in the Outback. Yeah. So this second iteration, which is the model year 25, it does have a few refinements and a few extra electronics, but, you know, we could have thrown the whole package at it, but we didn't, because we wanted to retain that simple, basic, you know, it does exactly what it says on the tin. Yeah. Ability.
Well, that's a good place to start. Like, new switch blocks, okay? The old one looked old and kind of old school, actually. These switch blocks are kind of cool and functional. So you've got a joystick, you've got a mode button. It's kind of easy, but it took me probably 5 or 10 minutes to get used to it.
The previous one had a scroll wheel that no one really loved. That's been ditched in favour of the joystick over here on the left-hand side. And then the big feature here is the ABS off button. They used to be an on button, it's now off. So when you switch the ignition on, just press that and away you go. ABS and traction control can be turned on. Yeah,
but then you come back and actually put them back on, and you can actually have degrees of ABS and traction control on and off. Yeah.
And previously you had to go through the menu and select it through the screen. It was a bit of
Meanwhile, all your mates were taken off.
Exactly.
Right, you're lost in the middle of the bush.
Yeah.
Mate, there's a whole lot of little other things. I mean, do you want to sort of take us through it?
Yeah,
I know you know this bike inside out, but you could probably mention a gazillion, but let's single out a few.
Just living with the bike is so much easier now because you've got this one-piece screen. Previously it was a 3-piece, so if you want to get behind to clean it, for example, it just comes off as one piece. Flip-up fuel cap. Yes. Previously that was a removable one.
Off. Yeah. Yep.
And people used to drop them and lose them and so forth, so that's a good feature. Little things, a lot of little things that people have been asking for. You know, we've got strength and tight amp points.
Oh, they're just reinforced behind sort of things. Yes. Yep.
A stronger exhaust hanger mount here as well, so the pipe's a little bit wider diameter.
Yep.
You mentioned the wider foot pegs. It's
big change, yeah.
Straight off the World Raid. Yep. You've got the new headlights as well, which is pretty cool. In this
LED
structure
four
here.
LED with alloy backing or something like that.
LED with an aluminium frame.
Yes. I think it changed the side stand. There was a bit of talk that the switch was a little vulnerable at the front of it at some point.
So the switch is now located here behind. Before it was down underneath. So it did catch rocks every now and again, could catch the rocks. That's another improvement. They basically are on customer feedback. They've been on the Facebook groups and they've gone, you know what, we can change that, so let's do it. Yeah. You know.
And then the other thing we were actually looking at the other day, if I can remove the seat nice and quickly, was this little.
By the way, one-piece seat.
Comes off.
Whee, there it is.
Okay, so shorter snorkel.
Yep.
I think it's different inside the airbox as well, and I did the piece to camera before about it creating a little bit more snap. It feels a bit more exciting off the bottom.
A little bit more torque off the bottom end, and it is noticeable, especially with this new fly-by-wire throttle as well.
Yep.
Now that we're looking at this here, good tip for Tenere owners is to run a pre-filter in the snorkel here.
Yeah, but actually the shorter snorkel makes that much easier to fit too, right?
Yes, exactly. So it's a shorter piece.
Yes.
Improving torque.
So not huge changes to engine, but significant changes to suspension, significant changes across the board with the, with the ergos. The riding experience, I kind of felt I was sitting sort of further forward, more connected with the front of the bike, a bit more of a dirt bike experience. So I think it's easier to stepping stone for those guys.
It's always been like a big dirt bike, feeling like a big dirt bike, and that's what people and riders appreciate about the Tenere, I think.
Yeah. So is this thing? The intention obviously was not to take on the World Raid customers, guys who are paying another $5,500 for 23 litres, beefed up suspension. It's a different bike, right? That's a different market. Who's buying this?
It's more raw, it's more basic, it's more get out there and do it. And I think the World Raid is got its place, but it's more, I think you know, future you're going to see that more go towards the road, long distance dirt road touring kind of aspect. Whereas this is, as we've seen over the last couple of days, pretty good in tight situations, through the bush.
Yep.
You know, where you don't need the 23 litre tank, for example.
Right. Let me put you on the spot.
Go on then.
When it came out, okay, price, you know, it's not a sensitive issue, but it's an important consideration, right? So when this thing came out, $7,500 right away.
Yep.
Some of the other mid-capacity bikes were 22s, 23s at that time, 5 years ago, right? This is sort of, you know, to be fair, actually, between 2019 and before this came out, you know, the price had gone up to close to 20 without a lot of corresponding increase in mods, a couple of colour changes or whatever. This thing now jumps another 1,300, but in the meantime, those other bikes have gone to mid to high 20s. So how much thought did Yami put into pricing this thing relative to those other offerings in the market?
Well, they always study the market, obviously. So, but you know, costs have just gone up, mate. I mean, if I go to the pub, I used to get a beer, you know, for $7. The schooner's now $12. So everything's gone up, and the price just keeps on climbing. So. But I think it still offers good value for money.
Absolutely. And mate, you said yourself you're a bit of a Tenere tragic. I've got to ask, I mean, you know, you rode and had as much fun as the rest of us over the last couple of days.
Yes.
What was your...
I'm going to
see you,
off.
Thank you. See you, Brendan.
Oh my God, are you filming?
I thought it was a joke. Thought he was just
going straight to the cup.
Get out of here, mate!
Conversation.
Yeah, it's conversational. That's how we roll, mate.
That's how
mate.
seamless.
I honestly thought you were just having a
Bullshit.
We'll send this over to you, mate. You can run it through your channels. It's easy done. You're in it.
good boy,
All right, where were we?
Going riding.
Finishing off with riding, yeah. So you had as much fun as the rest of us out there. You know,
Yep.
You know the Tenere is probably better than most of the journos that came along. You've spent a lot of time and energy and effort on it. What for you is the sort of standout, you know, if you had to choose one or two areas in terms of performance or what you like more about the new bike?
So the power delivery, right? Linear power delivery. I like the new bike. The suspension is quite a big step up, I believe.
Yep.
The handling has always been spot on. It doesn't do anything, you know, devious. It just tracks straight and true. And just rolling on the power is, you know, from this cross-plane twin 270-degree crankshaft engine is just magic, you know. It's the ideal machine for the Australian bush, I reckon.
Yeah. Hey, one thing we didn't mention is that the things come out with Pirelli, I think Scorpion STR, sort of 50-50 tyres. We ran Dunlop, I think a 606 on the front, 908 rally ran on the rear. So I should have mentioned that before because we were doing what, sort of 3/4 dirt today.
70% off-road, So you got to have tyres to match the conditions, I suppose. Yeah.
And I guess the most important question of all, mate, what's your favourite colour? Sky blue, ice, what's it called? Ice.
You know what? When I saw this IT sort of inspired or Tenere inspired sky blue, heritage blue, whatever you want to call it, I went, yeah, that's me, all over, because I love the old stuff. And then when they dropped and the crates were lifted and we saw the frozen titanium for the first time,
I like that thing.
I'm like, oh yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
So I changed my mind.
Yeah. And then you got the sort of standard blue one, I guess, for your.
My previous ones, both of them been standard blue. Yeah.
Okay. Well, mate, big thanks. Had a lot of fun. Really need some adventure therapy over the last couple of days, and pretty awesome part of the world. We got blessed with perfect, you know, riding conditions and weather. So
it's good. It's men's mental health day, isn't it, when you get on a Tenere?
Yeah.
Nice.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Good on you.
Appreciate it.